Hey. Thank you for joining me today. We will be doing an invisibility and protection from detection Glamoury on you today. We haven't quite finished up the beautification series, but I'm going to dovetail that into the power Glamoury, because we're going to be talking about like wardrobe and fragrance and stuff. So let's talk about the practical parts of it first. And sorry, I have to take these off. So the key to a really good Glamoury is that you start with your physical appearance as it already is. And mirrors aren't necessarily good for Glamoury because they will fool you before they fool the other person. You might be tricking yourself into thinking that you look a certain way, but actually you only look that way to yourself. You don't look that way to your target audience. Let's talk about how to avoid detection in a crowd, out in public. Part of it has to do with your uniform. That's better, right? It's a little less obvious. All right. Who is going to be there? What's your environment? Who's your target audience? Like, let's say hypothetically you're going to a place where there will be lots of plainclothes police officers. What kind of shoes do they wear? A lot of them wear polo shirt, khaki pants. If you want to blend in anywhere in America, great way to do that, polo shirt, khaki pants. Easy. You have tattoos? Get some of those athletic sleeves. The black ones. And just say, I have sensitive skin, I don't want to burn. It's crispy out here, right? What else? Being able to shift your appearance. Sometimes if you don't know someone very well, they can shift their appearance just slightly, and it will prevent you from recognizing them. This works on me all the time. Like if you have brightly colored hair and then one day you dye it brown, people might not recognize you because your distinguishing feature to them is your brightly colored hair. What else? Blind spots. So, people have blind spots, right? There's a blind spot over here. There's a blind spot over here. When do you stop seeing my hands? Can you see them in the mirror? If you get really good at Glamoury, you can walk right up to someone and they won't see you at all. Motorcyclists talk about this too. On either side of your car, where the beams of the windshield are. I don't know if you can see me doing that. Right? Those become invisible to you because your mind knows that they're there. Anything that your mind already knows is there becomes invisible to you. And so anything that's next to those bars becomes invisible as well, right? What else? Makeup. You can always use makeup. Doesn't matter what gender you are or what political affiliation. Makeup's good for many occasions. You can even use it to send secret codes. Right? Anyway, so those are some basics, and I'm sure most of you already know that stuff. Let's get out of the casual and more into the metaphysical. Let's talk about controlling your breath and mirrors first. So, breath control. Can you breathe on a mirror without fogging it up? There we go. It's the same kind of air you use to push people's attention elsewhere. I use this in traffic all the time. How much can you blow on a flame? And not put it out? Let's talk a little further about behaviors. Right here. So, when you walk into a place, you want to look like you belong there without standing out. Without drawing attention to yourself, and without looking defensive, like you have something to hide. Alright? So that's part of it. Another thing that you can do is behavioral mirroring. And there's that infamous story about Crowley himself showing off to a friend, walking down the street behind a man, matching his gait. And they get about 15 paces down the road, and Crowley takes a knee. And the guy falls down, he trips and falls 15 steps ahead. You can use that technique to subtly control people's behavior. Right? What else? Mirrors. I'm going to use this talk about mirrors to segue into talking about psychic shielding. So, you can use a mirror to reflect negative energy and attention back at the source. It's very effective. You don't need a very big mirror either. I have another mirror from a shaving kit that I often use for this. So there's that. There's also rituals that you can do specifically for self-defense. One of the simplest things you can do is envision yourself encased completely in the divine white light of the Creator. If you're having trouble getting to that point, I'm going to put the middle pillar ritual up here in a little bar, so you can click on that. But there's also the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, which is very powerful, and the lesser banishing ritual of the hexagram. I haven't done videos about those yet. I don't have a lot of floor space to work with right now, so I'm waiting to do those until I have an adequate space in which to do them. But that will help you envision this barrier around yourself. You can use sigils. I'm probably not going to do a sigil video right away because there are so many of them already available on YouTube. There is planetary magic. So what planets and correspondences are good for protection and invisibility. So you know that I often film my beauty glamouries on Friday because that's Venus's day. I'm filming this video on a Tuesday because it's the day of the planet Mars. Mars' color is red. The number of Mars is 5. And there are other correspondences such as dragon's blood incense, which you can use. Obviously, there are going to be some areas where wearing the color red prominently is not a good idea. But there are also planetary seals. So Mars is red and corresponds to the number 5. Saturn is black and corresponds to the number 6. We have here 2 seals. This is the 6th pentacle of Mars, which a friend drew for me, and this is a protective seal of Saturn, which I made for myself. And if you are using a protective seal of Saturn, you can tuck it away. It doesn't have to be visible. These don't have to be visible. You can pin them to the inside of your clothing. You could even get a tattoo. They're very useful for protection. Will that make you invisible? That's only part of it. There's also different things you can use in root work, different powders, especially if you know where cops are going to be, you can spread cayenne pepper. There's asafoetida, they also call it devil's dung for a reason. It's very pungent, but it will create a barrier. But I recommend any of you who are interested to look more into root work yourself. I'm very multidisciplinary when it comes to magic, but root work is something very specific, so I recommend that you look into it so that you get a good understanding for yourself. Another thing, I'm going to link a PDF to this book in the comments. And also, there's a place online where all the songs that James Mooney, the author of this book, is able to record and preserve. There's a link to that in the description as well. And when you read in here about Wovoka, who was leading the whole ghost dance movement, it was very difficult for anyone to track his movements, know exactly what he looked like, or any of the specifics about him, where he could be at any given time. So there's a lot of really good information in here about invisibility and protection, regardless of the eventual outcome of that particular situation. So what I'm going to do now, and this will transition into my talking about psalms that you can read, because of course in the Bible there are many instances of the Lord secreting different people away for their protection and making them invisible, and you can read up about that as well. So what I'm going to do at this point, let's see, yeah, so, yeah, okay. I'm going to use an invisibility powder that reacts with UV light, because you want to be like black light, kind of. You want to be outside of the visible spectrum. So I have to use this light. Alright. Yeah, arms up. I know, I'm sorry it tickles, but I don't want you to, Alright. Yeah, that should be good. Yeah, you don't want to put up your arms and suddenly become visible. Very loud in here, but I like having the mirror, so I hope that'll be okay. All right. Don't worry, that's just bad luck. Doesn't mean anything serious. Probably have to dump the wax out again. About that. Yeah, look, it's smoking ferociously. Alright. Yeah, this is just like setting spray. You can watch this anytime that you need to become invisible. Yeah, we better give it an extra layer. Especially on the face, because, you know, the eyes will give you away every time. Yeah, that'll be good. This is for you to not be seen. You can have perfectly innocuous reasons to not want to be seen. It doesn't have to be because your life is in danger. These are some psalms for protection. I'm going to be reading for you. Psalm 12, Psalm 47, Psalm 53, 54, and then I'm going to recite Psalm 130. But if you are passing through an area where you want to avoid detection, you can recite this psalm to the four corners, and it will help you avoid detection. Here we go. How long wilt thou forget me, O Lord? Forever? How long wilt thou hide thy face from me? How long shall I take counsel in my soul, having sorrow in my heart daily? How long shall mine enemy be exalted over me? Consider and hear me, O Lord my God. Lighten mine eyes, lest I sleep the sleep of death. lest mine enemy say, I have prevailed against him, and those that trouble me rejoice when I am moved. But I have trusted in thy mercy. My heart shall rejoice in thy salvation. I will sing unto the Lord, because he hath dealt bountifully with me. Psalm 47. O clap your hands, all ye people. Shout unto God with the voice of triumph. For the Lord Most High is terrible. He is a great king over all the earth. He shall subdue the people under us, and the nations under our feet. He shall choose our inheritance for us, the excellency of Jacob, whom he loved. Selah. God is gone up with a shout, the Lord with the sound of a trumpet. Sing praises to God, sing praises unto our King, sing praises. For God is the King of all the earth. Sing ye praises with understanding. God reigneth over the heathen. God sitteth upon the throne of his holiness. The princes of the people are gathered together, even the people of the God of Abraham. For the shields of the God of the earth belong unto God. He is greatly exalted. All right. Psalm 53 and 54. And I'm just going to read them straight through because they're right back to back. The fool hath said in his heart, there is no God. Corrupt are they, and have done abominable iniquity. There is none that doeth good. God looked down from heaven upon the children of men, to see if there were any that did understand, that did seek God. Every one of them is gone back. They are altogether become filthy. There is none that doeth good. No, not one. Have the workers of iniquity no knowledge, who eat up my people as they eat bread? They have not called upon God. There were they in great fear, where no fear was. For God hath scattered the bones of him that encampeth against thee. Thou hast put them to shame, because God hath despised them. O that the salvation of Israel were come out of Zion. When God bringeth back the captivity of his people, Jacob shall rejoice, and Israel shall be glad. Save me, O God, by thy name, and judge me by thy strength. Hear my prayer, O God. Give ear to the word of my mouth. For strangers are risen up against me, and oppressors seek after my soul. They have not set God before them. Selah. Behold, God is mine helper. The Lord is with them that uphold my soul. He shall reward evil unto mine enemies. Cut them off in thy truth. I will freely sacrifice unto thee. I will praise thy name, O Lord, for it is good. For he hath delivered me out of all trouble, and mine eye hath seen his desire upon mine enemies. Finally, Psalm 130. Alright, and I am going to recite this to the four corners starting in the east. Out of the depths have I cried unto thee, O Lord. Lord, hear my voice. Let thine ears be attentive to the voice of my supplications. If thou, Lord, shouldest mark iniquities, O Lord, who shall stand? But there is forgiveness with thee, that thou mayest be feared. I wait for the his word do I hope. My soul waiteth for the Lord more than they that watch for the morning. I say, more than they that watch for the morning. Let Israel hope in the Lord, for with the Lord there is mercy, and with him is plenteous redemption. And he shall redeem Israel from all his iniquities. Now to the south, out of the depths have I cried unto thee, O Lord. Lord, hear my voice. Let thine ears be attentive to the voice of my supplications. If thou, Lord, shouldest mark iniquities, O Lord, who shall stand? But there is forgiveness with thee, that thou mayest be feared. I wait for the Lord, my soul doth wait, and in his word do I hope. My soul waiteth for the Lord, more than they that watch for the morning. I say, more than they that watch for the morning. Let Israel hope in the Lord, for with the Lord there is mercy, and with him is plenteous redemption, and he shall redeem Israel from all his iniquities. And now to the west. Out of the depths have I cried unto thee, O Lord. Lord, hear my voice. Let thine ears be attentive to the voice of my supplications. If thou, Lord, shouldest mark iniquities, O Lord, who shall stand? But there is forgiveness with thee, that thou mayest be feared. I wait for the Lord, my soul doth wait, and in his word do I hope. My soul waiteth for the Lord more than they that watch for the morning. I say, more than they that watch for the morning. Let Israel hope in the Lord, for with the Lord there is mercy, and with him is plenteous redemption, and he shall redeem Israel from all his iniquities. And now to the south, now to the north, Out of the depths have I cried unto thee, O Lord. Lord, hear my voice. Let thine ears be attentive to the voice of my supplications. If thou, Lord, shouldest mark iniquities, O Lord, who shall stand? But there is forgiveness with thee, that thou mayest be feared. I wait for the Lord, my soul doth wait, and in his word do I hope. My soul waiteth for the Lord more than they that watch for the morning. I say, more than they that watch for the morning. Let Israel hope in the Lord, for with the Lord there is mercy, and with him is plenteous redemption, and he shall